right, for segment 2 today, Heathen Dog is going to talk about the Rifts conversion book. Number 1. Wrong picture on the screen there. Apparently, I got the revised edition. He has the real edition or something, but this is the picture I
looks
found.
pretty similar.
Well,
it looks similar. It's not revised. It just just erase revised, and it's fine.
Okay, sounds good. And he's going to talk about how you can take your SDC, Heroes Unlimited, or Palladium Fantasy, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, or whatever other game you're playing out there, and bring it into Rifts. Because what is Rifts? It is the kitchen sink of role-playing. You can do anything in it. And he's going to prove that to you. You can take crap from other games and throw it in here and make it viable. But before we talk about that, I'm going to get that off the screen. And even before we go into the proclivities, I want to show this real quickly. If within the next couple of days, because this video should go up, well, this is still running. We got 7 days left according to this. So it'll probably be like 4 days left when this, maybe 3 days left when the video goes up. This is art from Kevin Sambita from Judges Guild. Can I zoom in a little bit? Yeah, that's right. I tried that on Friday and it didn't work out so much. For Judges Guild. And if you're like, oh, that art sucks. Well, this is the way art was done in 1979 and 1980 in gaming books. These are original pieces on the auction site, and I will put this in the description of the video. I hope I remember. If not, somebody can yell at me for it, but is on Heritage Auctions if you want to check it out. And you can bid on some Kevin Sambita art. Who is that? Well, why are you watching a Rifts conversion video if you don't know who Kevin is? He's the one that made the Rifts game, you weirdo. But definitely check that out. The other thing going on right now with Palladium books, t-shirts are on sale. Go get your t-shirt. It's $13. Well, $12.32. It's less than $13. Shipping, tax, whatever. I don't know. I hate to say this. Plug your ears, Heathen Dog, but our Legion Mist shirts aren't that cheap. So, go check out Coalition States. Got gamer shirts, got vampires, you got more Coalition. He's got lots of Coalition States. For them being the evil guys, he's got a lot of shirts. I'm just saying.
We all know better.
We got some Cyber Knight, some Rifts, some Heroes Unlimited shirts, all types of stuff over there on the Palladium site. You got the Borg. I like the Borg one.
Cyber Knights are the evil people. They're the rabble rousers. You know,
the rabble rousers. There you go. Check them out. There are multiple pages of products. I'm not going to go through them all, but you can go to the palladium-store.com. Click on the sales. I'll try to put this in the link or description of the video. I don't know how long they're on sale, but they're on sale now. Go check them out. Let me pop that off the screen and go to proclivities. I hate that word, but I use it all the time because it's what I'm used to saying now. And of course, get Conan's stuff off the screen there. And we believe that role-playing games should take place in fantastic worlds. The focus of the game should be on role-playing and having a good time. The core values of #RPGate and any good tabletop group are escapism, not representation, entertainment over activism, organic inclusion, not forced diversity. You didn't say natural that time. It's okay. I don't have to. The charity we support is the Wounded Warrior hold on. There you go. Click. That's the charity we support, the Wounded Warrior Project, nonpartisan, honors and empowers wounded warriors. And you can look at the link there, click on the little QR code, or look in the description below for your hopefully tax-deductible donation. Heathen Dog plays games on Thursdays and Saturdays. The Dirty Casuals, which I'm so casual, I'm only a 50% casual.
Yep.
I can't even be a full 100% casual.
You can't even be a proper casual player.
Right. I'm there on Saturdays. But he plays Dungeons & Dragons currently online. Dungeons & Dragons online. Currently on Thursdays. And then on Saturdays, he plays Mech Warrior 5 with his team of Dirty Casuals, of which I'm part of. And of course, on Sundays and Fridays, you can get the fun tabletop RPG live streams. The Sunday ones where we do game stuff like this. The Friday one, we yap and yammer about stuff going on in the TTRPG hobby. And of course, this is an overview. My job now is to sidetrack him and make this into a 45-minute video from his 15-minute. No, I don't know how long it's supposed to be, but we're going to see right now. I'm already doing it. I'm sidetracking. He's waiting in the wind. He's like, hurry up. And I'm saying no. And there you go. Subscribe. Fine, take it away. I'll shut up. No,
all right, here we go. If you've played any Palladium game, you have the ability to move those characters to Rifts, and you have the ability to do it completely plausibly within the game because Rifts connects to everywhere, so everywhere connects to Rifts. So if you have a long-term character in Palladium Fantasy, but you've been playing Palladium Fantasy for a year, 2 years, even 6 months, and you're like, I feel like a change. Guess what? This is a change. You don't have to learn a new system, but it's different. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to go over the book, show you what it tells you, and then give you a couple of examples with a couple of Palladium systems and how easy it is or how difficult it is to move them over to Rifts.
But
Now,
Heathen Dog,
first
two
off,
questions for you.
shoot.
First one is, hey, what if I want you to show me exactly how to do a Palladium Fantasy Ranger and convert that over?
Well, that's an excellent question, Max. I'm glad you said something about that. Because here you go. Throw in the comments below, throw in the chat. We already got one in chat right now for aliens. Oh my god, Heroes Unlimited alien race, OCC or RCC to move over to Rifts. But if you have a Palladium OCC or Palladium RCC that's not Rifts and you want to see that converted as an example over to Rifts, then throw it in the comments. The most wins, and I will have either a standalone video that does it or it'll be on another segment 2 for RPG Digest, and I'll show it step by step how it's done.
I have question number 2. Yeah, please put that in the comments if you want to see him do anything specific. Question number 2.
Shoot.
Are there any OCCs that just cannot be converted over? It's not going to work.
No.
So anything from any game.
If it is Palladium, it can be converted. Now, it does give some rules for non-Palladium games. I wouldn't even call them rules. I call them guidelines for non-Palladium games to port over to Rifts, but I'm not going to go over that because that's convoluted, takes a lot of explanation, and as you can imagine, it is more difficult.
And Nerdy Ogre? Oops, sorry, go on.
Yeah, but the Palladium system, going to another Palladium system, it's not so bad.
Nerdy Ogre? Nightbane doesn't help. We need to know the actual OCC or RCC or whatever CC it happens to be.
Yeah, RCC for this one. Okay, now we're going to go over general conversion for humanoids because you, as a Palladium fantasy character, Beyond Supernatural character, TMNT, After the Bomb, robot, whatever, you're probably humanoid. You don't get into really, really weird crap until you get into Rifts. All right. So you're probably a humanoid. So this is a general rules for conversion. Who is a DB? A DB, a dimensional being, is anyone who comes to Rifts Earth from a different plane of existence or a different time through a rift. That's the long and short of it. That's a DB. You could look like a DB. You could smell like a DB, or you could look like a human, but you are a DB if you come from another world. Now, here is the general conversions. Alignment. All alignments in Palladium are the same. There is no conversion for that.
Woo.
Just keep your alignment. Attributes. Here's where it gets a little sticky. The physical and mental attributes of a particular race or breed vary from species to species. Normal humans always roll 3d6, blah, blah, blah. Now, attribute bonuses. This is where it changes. You port your attributes over, and then this is how it changes. Physical strength. The bonuses for physical strength are slightly different in Rifts than in some other Palladium systems. This will bring it in line with Rifts. Augmented humans. If you possess a natural physical strength of 35 or higher, you can inflict 1 mega damage point when you deliver a punch. A power punch. This is a power punch. A roundhouse punch where the character winds up and punches all his might. It's a two melee attack, which means you blow 2 attacks doing this 1 power punch. Now, you are not supernaturally strong. All right. But you are so strong that if you put your back into it, you can do 1 mega damage in Rifts Earth.
Now, is this for like Heroes Unlimited characters?
This is for anyone who does not have a superpower or a racial ability that enhances strength, but got really lucky with rolls, because you can get above a 30 physical strength if you get lucky with rolls and pick the right skills in any Palladium system. You can do that. And this is giving you an added benefit to being that lucky or that good.
Okay.
Borgs, and any kind of Borg or robot is going to be considered robotic strength. And robotic strength Personally, I have a problem with this, but this is by the book. If you have robotic strength, then you are converted to this robotic strength table. Robots created in a more primitive environment, such as our own 20th or 21st century, are not likely to be mega damaged. To become an MD robot, the primitive bot will have to undergo a complete conversion to a new MD. I like that. Okay, I missed that part. That was an excellent thing. But if you are robotic strength, your pneumatics are not strong enough to do mega damage. But it's not hard to get modified. It's not hard. Any cyberdoc and riffs can do it. The flesh is already gone. You just have to replace the arms and legs and stuff, and that just costs money and
Let's
time.
just remove
and
the
that's it.
chip and put it over here. You got a new body. Have a nice day.
It's not difficult. It is not difficult, and you can get your upgraded strength. You just have to find the money and the guy to do it. That's fine. Power armor, generally, power armor is not going to be as effective from an SDC environment to an MDC environment, because usually in SDC environments, number one, it's SDC, so it's 1/100th of a mega damage point. That's bad, and it has an armor rating. If someone rolls above the armor rating, it just doesn't work, which means it bypasses your armor, which means you just die. So you're going to want to get your armor upgraded as well, quick as you can. Physical endurance. The bonus to save versus poison and magic stops at 30, but the percentage to save versus coma continues at an increment of 1 point for each additional point beyond 30. This, again, these physical and mental traits are upgraded to come to the Rift's standard. Hit points in SDC, usually the same thing. Palladium RPG, they do have it. This is the first edition. It's not revised. And in first edition Palladium Fantasy, they didn't have natural SDC, but in second edition they do, and that ports over 1-to-1.
So since you brought that up, I was going to wait. Violent Solves Everything on the Rumble side has a few comments about that specifically. So he says, remember, the original conversion book is for converting Palladium Fantasy, Heroes Unlimited, Beyond the Supernatural, first edition, not the current second edition ones.
Yep.
Also, this is based on the original Rift's core book, not the changes made with the Ultimate Edition. And Nightbane stuff is in the Dark Conversions book and not this one.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you. Now everyone knows. Armor rating. Again, well, like I said about armor rating, it's not as effective in Rifts because all Rifts armor doesn't have
mega damage.
Rating.
Yeah,
it just protects. Okay, so not only do you have SDC armor, which can be easily obliterated by a handgun, but you have a chance for that handgun to bypass your armor completely on a good roll. You're going to want to replace that. Horror factor. Average human does not have a horror factor. Horror factor is an indication how frightening something is. Okay. Heroes Unlimited super beings, particularly shape changes and aliens, will have a horror factor of 12. This gives people from TMNT, After the Bomb, Mutants in Orbit, Heroes Unlimited, those who have spectacular abilities or those who have strange, animalistic, or horrific appearance have a natural horror factor of 12.
In Rifts, really?
Yeah, because you're an alien DB and people are scared of that.
Okay.
If you are particularly scary, you can have a higher than 12. Or if you're particularly not as scary, you'll have less than 12. It's up to the game master. Excuse me. It's up to the game master to adjudicate that, but you are going to have some kind of horror factor if you look enough not human. I'm not talking like, oh, he's got white eyes. It's a little freaky, but whatever. I'm talking like you have scales, you have horns, you have 5 arms, whatever, which can happen, especially in TMNT. It can happen. So you're going to have a horror factor.
That was a duck. Come on, there's no horror factor for a duck.
Yeah. Well, and for bionics, it's the same thing as being a Borg. All right. It's SDC material, SDC strength, which means you're going to want to get it replaced. Again, super easy. You find a cyberdoc, give enough money, he'll just replace it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And now you're upgraded. And plus, usually the Rift's version of your ninjas and super spies, Heroes Unlimited, or whatever, cybernetics is a lot better. The Rift's version is probably going to be better. And then we have recon. It even does recon, which is neat. I'm not going to go over that, but it does recon. Acquiring new skills. Okay, now you do get new skills after an adjustment period. The game allows you to get Rift's specific skills to make you more to show that you're more acclimated to the Rift's environment. Now, this could happen anywhere between 2 weeks or 2 months or 6 months, but you do get over time, especially if you have someone teaching you this new skill, Rift's skills that will significantly improve your ability to stay alive and function in the Rift's environment. Now, this is OCC specific or RCC specific, so we're going to have to go through that on a case by case basis.
So let me ask a question with regard to that. I'm being a little pedantic here, but I'm curious, like, how to do it. Let's say you're running a campaign, you got your Heroes Unlimited campaign going on, and then all of a sudden walk through a portal, and now you're in Rift's Earth.
Yep.
Like, you don't have time to learn those skills. You're brand new here.
If you're brand new, then yeah, you just have your old skills, but your old skills are still useful, but at a minus because of the technological difference.
Okay.
So again, we're going to get through that when we get to general changes.
Okay.
And we move on to you keep your old OCCs, and if you're above first level in your OCC, you continue advancing in your original OCC. If you're a Palladium Ranger who's 5th level, your next level you will be a 6th level Ranger, because you're set in your ways and you can train yourself and you're gaining experience as a Ranger. Now, if you want to change OCCs and start at level 1 with a Rift's OCC, talk to your game master. He can set that up.
Okay.
But you don't have to. All right, moving on. This is game master notes. Converting characters from other RPGs. Here's where we go. Specific RPG conversions. Okay, the culture shock is what I talked about. The culture shock is real, and it means you're going to be at a detriment to all your skills for a certain period of time before you learn how to adapt your old skills to the new technology. We'll give you some examples. We're not going to go Robotech. We're not going to do that. We're going to go to your average 20th century characters. This is someone. Let's say you were doing Beyond the Supernatural, and you were not a psychic genius. You were not a latent psychic. You were not an arcanist. You were a reporter or whatever, an athlete. And you get shunted over to Rifts because the people around you were psychics and they dragged you into their little boondoggle. You are shocked. You are nuts. You have great detriments to all of your skills. You will not get any free skills by spending time there. You will have to advance in levels to gain new skills, and when you gain new skills, then you can use the Rift's skill table to gain your new skills. But until then, you're just boned, and you're at minus 20% to all your current skills if they're medical, technical, or scientific. Meaning, computer operation. You have 50% to operate a computer. Well, not in Rifts, it's 30.
That's because computers aren't the same anymore.
Exactly. Computers are 17 generations higher, and it's like going from vacuum tubes to an Intel 1300 whatever. Sure, the basic principles are the same, but the usefulness and use case and maintenance and care are completely different. So you're not going to know heads or tails of that minus 20%. Beyond the Supernatural. This one's not as rough because you cannot be considered the average 20th century character. Therefore, your penalties for going to a Rift's environment are less. You are used to magic. You are used to supernatural beings. You are used to psychic phenomena. Therefore, you have less of a learning curve in Rifts than your average Joe. Okay. So, for example, let's say the parapsychologist. Once you go into Rifts, you get a +2 save versus possession, +2 save versus horror factor, triple the number of base PPE points.
Now, is that because in Beyond the Supernatural you had that When psychic stuff is
Yes.
around me.
Yes.
So now it's just being like, it's always around you.
It's always there,
Okay.
but not at 10 times ever, but usually double or triple
Okay.
your base PPE points. You can learn one additional language. This is, again, over time. You will learn one additional language for free and be literate in as well. One additional energy weapon proficiency, again, over time, and develops a sort of supernatural presence sensing ability. This presence sense is similar to the usual psionic power, except that the ability is automatic and only senses the presence of supernatural beings, including demons, entities, and vampires. You can also operate techno-wizard devices and read scrolls. As usual, the new powers are lost when the character leaves Rift's Earth. It says powers, not skills. This is important. Skills are mundanely learned. You're not going to lose it by shifting dimensions. Therefore, if you learn how to build and repair a Rift's level computer and you go back to your world, you're going to be the new Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and the Apple bastard. What's his name? Steve Jobs.
Steve
All
Jobs.
rolled into one. You're going to be that guy. Okay.
I want to ask a pedantic question.
Stop doing that.
Okay. Well, it says Rift's Earth. This does include things like phase. You're just talking the Rift setting, right?
Yes, this is just the Rift setting.
Just wanted to put that out there and said, well, we went to phase world and I lost all my power. No, you wouldn't.
Well, yeah, you didn't lose all your skills. You go to phase world and you get Rift's level powers and you go back, you lose them. That's how it works. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness, After the Bomb, and Heroes Unlimited with mutants with animal traits. If you have any kind of altered skin, that is converted to MDC.
So if I play a turtle and I spent the bio-E points to have my turtle shell.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, when you go to Rifts, you have legit turtle power.
That's awesome.
You lose your hit points, you lose your SDC, and you become an MDC creature equal to the bonus SDC you would get for that particular trait. So do you remember how much SDC you get for having a turtle shell?
It depends on what level you take, but I think it was like 45 with an AR. It doesn't matter, AR anymore.
AR doesn't matter.
Like one of them is 45 extra, yeah.
45. That means you have 45 MDC.
And if I get the 60 power, then it's 60 MDC.
It's
okay.
60,
I mean,
exactly.
that's not crazy a lot, but
no, it's not crazy a lot. But it is significant.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And MDC powers, like say you have turtle shell and thick hide of some kind.
Okay.
They're cumulative. So if thick hide gives you 30, turtle shell gives you 45, you have 75 total MDC.
Okay.
And we move to Heroes Unlimited is a special case because there are some superpowers, both minor and major, that will convert you to an MDC creature just by the virtue of having that power. And any energy expulsion power is considered MDC damage. Any telekinetic force field or armor ability is MDC rated.
Remember the first time you do that, you go blast, and you're like, okay, that's gonna hit the building. I'll break a couple windows, whatever. Blast.
Yeah, and you just ruin the entire building. It comes crashing down. Like, oh my bad, I didn't know my own strength. Ha ha ha. That's gonna be rough. And it's the same thing for magic. So if you're a psychic or a magician from, say, Palladium Fantasy, Heroes Unlimited, Beyond the Supernatural, any energy damage or any energy field you create, produce, or expel will be considered MDC damage or MDC protection immediately. And these are some select superpowers, blah, blah, blah. But what we're going to do is we are now going to look at some specific cases.
Okay.
For, let's see.
Well, he's looking at, remember guys, if you want him to, if there's a particular, you know what, I'm thinking about taking my Palladium Fantasy to the next level, bring it into Rifts, and you've got a Palladium Fantasy character you want him to try to convert for you, leave it in the comments.
Yeah. First, we're going to do Speed Metal.
Oh,
Speed Metal is a Heroes Unlimited character. He has two major super abilities.
Can you zoom in on that?
I can.
Thank you.
He has Alter Physical Structure Metal and Sonic Speed. I chose this for a reason, because even in Heroes Unlimited, he is very, very strong. He is a very strong character. But in Rifts, he's even stronger. Here's what I mean. Just by being a mutant, superhumans empowered by genetic or the cause of mutation usually possess unusual powers, blah, blah, blah. Skin that provides additional SDC, and Heroes Unlimited provides that number of MDC. We already talked about that. Some powers and rifts may transform them into mega damage powers while on Rift's Earth. See the super abilities. These characters will have a base PPE of 6d6. So let's see what his PPE is. Doesn't say. Guess what? He gets 66. He re-rolls it, 66.
Okay.
Now, his specific powers: alter physical structure metal and sonic speed. Let's see if they are listed. If they are listed, they're gonna get a bump. Ooh, wrong way. All right. Let's see. Major super abilities. Here we go. Alter physical structure, fire, liquid, metal. There we go. Okay. Power transform a character living juggernaut of metal. Unlike the previous physical transformation powers, the metal has no energy attacks or ability to control, manipulate, blah, blah, blah. The character becomes an incredible MDC creature, impervious to normal fire, cold, and poison. Normal weight is quadrupled when transformed. And physical MDC becomes 600.
What?
Yeah. And regenerates 1d4 times 10 MDC per minute.
What?
Considered to have supernatural strength. Minimum
That's
physical
crazy.
strength. Minimum physical strength is 32. Let's see his strength. What is it?
That's that's definitely over most robots, and that's almost Glitter Boy, and it regenerates.
Yeah. 40. He has 40 strength when he's transformed, so he keeps his 40. He has over 32, so he keeps his 40. See, from Heroes Unlimited, if you have any strength enhancing power at all, when you go to Rifts, it becomes supernatural. Even the lowest of the low, extraordinary physical strength. In Heroes Unlimited, this makes you Captain America. You are the height of human possibility and strength.
But still human.
The only power about you is you don't have to exercise every day to maintain it. It's there naturally. But in Rifts, supernatural right away. So he has 600 MDC and he has 40 supernatural strength just from this. Well, now let's look at sonic speed. Does sonic speed have an adjustment?
Well, he's looking that up.
Oh,
hey, be sure to subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. There you go. Sonic speed. It has an adjustment. This means a character can run at a speed of sound, Mach 1. Now, because he has alter physical structure metal, his movement rate is half. So even with sonic speed, he only goes half the speed of sound.
Is that's a permanent, or only when the alter physical structure is up?
No, if for this specific character, the powers are linked.
Okay.
He has to use one to use the other.
Okay.
For this specific character, but normally, yes, you are correct. If you only use sonic speed without the turning into giant metal juggernaut, then you can go full speed.
I didn't know you could link powers like that. That's cool.
Well, it's for story. He's an NPC. It's for story. Okay, you get a sonic speed punch. You get a sonic speed power punch that does 2d6. I wouldn't do it. He already has a supernatural strength of 40. That's better. So why would you do that? But here we go. Do not give the character extra SDC, but instead he becomes a mega damage being with 1d4 times 10 plus 40 physical MDC. Remember, MDC bonuses because of powers are cumulative, which means that's 600 plus 1d4 times 10 plus 40. So let's average it out. Let's say it's 65. So he has 665 MDC. And he has supernatural strength. So he becomes a power to be feared. 665 MDC is literally no joke. And 40 supernatural strength can pummel a bunch of folk. Wow, that rhymed. I didn't mean it. That was cool though. All right, now he's like, but he had 950 SDC, but that's 9.5 mega damage, man. Trust me, he got an upgrade. Got an upgrade. And because the superpowers didn't give any initiative, strike, parry, whatever bonuses or changes, we don't have to go through that. He just keeps it. +6 to initiative, +1 to, he's only level 1. +1 to strike, +3 to parry, +4 to auto dodge, because Sonic Speed gives you
speed.
auto
Yeah.
dodge.
Okay. Makes sense.
Sonic Speed gives you auto dodge. Now, this +25 to damage doesn't exist anymore because he's not in SDC damage mode. He's in MDC damage mode. And when he's not in his metal state, he only has a PS of 10. That's 0 bonus. So he loses his damage bonus because he does MDC damage, and PS bonuses don't apply to MDC damage. So that's it. We've turned speed metal from a Heroes Unlimited character to a Rifts character, just like that. So let's see what happens with another character.
But before you do that, you've got people enthralled because chat's not moving, but viewers are actually climbing a little bit. So they're enthralled with what you're doing right now.
And you just broke the spell. Good job.
I did. I'm sorry, I jinxed it.
Now we have Raven Davenport. He is a latent psychic. Now in Beyond the Supernatural, he's hot stuff, right? But in Rifts, he's a punk. But don't worry, we're going to fix him up. Going to move to Beyond the Supernatural, which is, I believe, is up here.
You're doing that? I was looking at, yes, I have the conversion. I have the revised version, so the one that's updated from you. But this is the one that includes the Rift's Ultimate, so on and so forth. So he's got the old version. I've got the new version. I've never used it because I run SDC games, but I have it just in case, because you're converting me to Rift somehow.
I get it. I get it. Here's the thing. If you have the revised book, you're missing Mechanoids, Robotech, and Palladium Fantasy First Edition, but you're gaining Second Edition and moving to Rift's Ultimate. Now, the process is exactly the same. The bonuses and slight specifics are going to be different, but if you have the book, you can do it if you follow these steps, and that's it. So here's Beyond the Supernatural, 5th level latent psychic. He has these skills. And he has these powers: Sense Evil, Clairvoyance, Total Recall, Mind Block, Resist Fatigue, Summon Inner Strength. 13 PPE, 63 ISP. These skills, martial arts, bonuses to strike, weapon proficiencies, and these skills of note. Okay? Now,
and our assumption, real quickly,
hang on. Speed Metal did not have any real skills of note. He was still a junior in high school. He didn't have shit.
Oh, really?
So I didn't do the -10, -20% to him because it was worthless.
Okay.
But with this guy, it's going to be relevant.
So I did want to say that we're not explaining those attributes, because if you're using the conversion book, we assume that you know what they mean. Yeah. You can go back and watch one of the other videos to find out what all that stuff means.
Exactly. So let's look at Latent Psychic. Add 1d4 × 10 + 30 ISP. Oh, crap. Okay. Well, that's going to average out to 55. So he now has 55 + 63. That's 118. He has 118 ISP right out of the gate. He's almost doubled his ISP power, and double his base PPE. Okay, he's got 13. Now he's got 26. Okay. What else does he get? Select 3 more psionic powers from the Rifts categories of sensitive, 2 powers from the category of physical, 2 powers from the category of healing, and 2 powers from the super category. Now remember,
wow, and he's a latent psychic?
Yes. That's why I chose this, because in Beyond the Supernatural, you get butt kiss for powers. But when you go over to Rifts, you get it, it's like you're a stripper and someone's making it rain on you, man. Powers just dropping from the sky. There is no learning curve on these. These are psionic abilities. You just know them.
Walking through that little rip in dimensions, all of a sudden, your
brain is flooded with all kinds of new possibilities. So you get a total of what?
9?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 more powers. 2 from the super category, which usually is just reserved for the Master Psionic and a couple of other, like the Mind Melter and a couple other Master Psionics. But no, you get them
Not
just
for
for
the
walking
latent.
through a door. You get them for walking through a door. That's great. On top of that, you get a bonus +2 to save versus psionic and magical attacks. All these additional powers, ISP, PPE, disappear when the latent psychic leaves rift, but will instantly return if the character does. So you don't roll again. You don't choose again. You go through the rift one time, 2 rifts earth. You choose your powers. You roll your extra ISP. If you go back home and come back, you don't get to re-roll. You don't get to re-choose. You just re-get. All right.
Wow.
So don't try the walking through the portal till I roll jackpot exploit. That doesn't work. That exploit does not work. All right. So there we go. So now he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 powers. He over 150% more powers. He's got 9 more powers. He has almost double the ISP. So psionically, he's killing it, but he's from the 20th or 21st century. So he does get some minuses. So let's look at what these minuses are. Computer operation, 90%. Not anymore, bro. 70. But
yeah, that's still pretty good though.
it's still pretty good, but it was 90. He was an expert. Now he's just a journeyman, right? But it doesn't explicitly say how long it takes to acclimate yourself to the Rift's environment. Personally, if I were the game master, I would say every level that you gain in Rifts, your detriment is divided in half, and then on the second level, eliminated.
At
So
high
for
levels, that
example,
could be a long time though.
it could be a long time. It depends on how high level you are when you get there. But I took that into account because the more expert you are in something, the harder it is to relearn it because your brain is pretty much locked into what you know. But if you're lower level, it's easier to learn something because you didn't really know it very well in the first place. Right? I mean, it kind of makes sense to me. Intelligence, no, that stays the same. You know, screwing with people's minds is screwing with people's minds. Photography, that's the same. Research, same. Writing, same. Technical skill program, here we go. Magic, history, and art, secondary skills. Pilot automobile, minus 20%. The automobiles work differently. Pilot motorboat, minus 56%. I looked this up on the Palladium forums. It counts. Swimming, same. Martial arts, same. Pickpockets, same. So science, technical, weapon proficiencies, and computer operation or computer anything. All of it is at minus 20%. But he will be able to get certain skills over time between 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months, whatever. He gets a free weapon proficiency skill. He gets a free literacy skill of his choice. Because Rift's, you know, they kind of throw him in a bone. So a little bit of bone to make him more functional in Rift society. That's not role play kosher, but it's more we play tested it and it didn't work out unless we threw them a couple skills. They were really lost. So to make them viable in Rifts, you have to throw them these couple of bones. But that is basically it. Everything else, the majority of this book, beyond those conversions, is spell conversions and monster conversions. They convert all the spells for you from Heroes Unlimited, Palladium Fantasy, and Beyond the Supernatural, to Rifts, and they convert many of the psionics and almost all of the Palladium monsters. They convert them for you. If they go to MDC, if they don't, what powers they have, how much damage they do now, all that stuff. They convert it for you. Like if you're chasing a boogeyman,
That picture in the original book is so awesome for that character.
picture in
That
the
monster.
original book is awesome, yeah. But if you're chasing a boogeyman, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
How you doing, buddy? Yeah, you're chasing a boogeyman. You're lucky for you. Oh, unlucky for you, he turns into an MDC creature.
Ooh.
So that's not great. But, you know, whatever. That happens.
I mean, it happened to you when you converted over to Rifts too, right? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The Devil Digger does not. Good for him. He does not convert
that's
automatically.
considered an animal, though, isn't it?
Well, some of these animals are supernatural.
Okay.
Like, say, the Dragon Wolf converts
Yep.
to MDC 46 times 10. He's a mega damage monster in Rifts.
It's an optional player character, too.
I wouldn't take it, but okay. Dragon Dactyl, which is a Palladium fantasy. Yes, it is a dragon and a pterodactyl rolled in one. It also becomes an MDC creature, 46 times 10 MDC.
Don't tell me Kevin didn't do drugs.
Yeah, he did a little drugs in his time. But the rest of the book is like this, and the monsters that are converted are extensive.
And to be fair, they're all over this one too. I think it's like half the book.
Yes. Elementals, ice monsters, alien intelligence. Even this is bad.
I don't think I have that one.
No, you do not want to fight an alien intelligence in a high magic environment. They already have hundreds of thousands of SDC. Now they have tens of thousands of MDC, which is significantly worse.
I think that was taken out of the update. Because I'm not seeing them here.
Okay. They could have moved it to Sourcebook 2 because that deals with pantheons and gods.
Okay.
And
very good point.
Intelligences can be considered above gods. And I would know. I think they are above gods. They are stronger. Demon hordes. Yeah, these are all creatures. And then that's it. The book is over.
Okay, so right now is the point when everybody puts into the comment section and says, hey, let's convert Dodger the Duck from my After the Bomb. You can go check that out, my After the Bomb character creation that we created there. So Violent Souls Everything says, beyond the supernatural, psychics are the top and most powerful psychics in the world. Just doesn't seem like that because of how weak all things mystical are in Beyond the Supernatural.
Yeah. Okay? Yes. I mean, then the whole Rifts bump makes complete sense.
Yeah. He followed that up with Alien Intelligences. We're moved to the Dark Conversions book, like the Nightbane stuff.
Dark Conversions. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Then the chat I have starred is, it's not hard to upgrade MDC. You just have to sacrifice one person for one MDC, 10 for two MDC, 100 for three, and so on. A little reference back to the Conan sorcery. It's up there for folks. Nerdy Yoga says, how about converting Max Nightbane character to Rifts?
Oh, we didn't write that one down.
It's on video, though.
It's on video. Yeah, we can go back to the video and I can make the character the Super Cenobite.
My only problem with that...
I would have to use Max's book because Nightbane isn't in the first edition.
Oh, that's Dark Conversions also.
That's Dark Conversions also.
I don't have that one.
I might need Dark Conversions revised or whatever if they have one. But I'll check out. I don't own Dark Conversions. I own 1 and 2. I don't own the Dark Conversions book.
Okay, I only own 1. I don't even own 2 because this is one with the After the Bomb stuff in it. So
yeah, I have 1 and 2.
So there's that, and then finally Nerdy Ogre again says, "Who cares if you have all the psychic ability to connect with computers? Who needs the skill?"
Okay, fair enough. If you are a psi mechanic from Beyond the Supernatural, then yes, you will automatically get the telemechanics psionic power. You automatically get it, which means you don't need a skill. You touch a machine, you know how to use it. So that's fair. That's fine. Yeah.
Apparently, there are a bunch of people who want that Nightbane character. Got seconded. I agree with Nerdy's suggestion. So people want that Nightbane character. My only thing is that Nightbane character is already pretty powerful. I would like to see something. Yeah, I'd like to see one mundane character brought over because it's easy.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? You're not going back. You can't go back on your word. Whatever gets the most votes.
Yeah, fair.
Is going to win.
You're watching that video. I'm not, though.
Fair enough.
That's your conversion.
Yeah, I know.
But check out. Look, if you want to pick for some odd reason, what was the game I don't like? Splicers. You know, I don't know. I mean, that pretty much doesn't need much conversion, does it? It's already mega damage. But anyway.
Yeah, if you already have mega damage, there's no real conversions needed. This is mainly for SDC environments.
All right, folks, find those really, really old 1982 mechanoids. Let's get one of those converted. All right. Anything you want to finish up with it? Because I do think we should come back to this because I think this is one of those things that shows off that
versatility.
Yeah, especially
Palladium.
of Rifts. And at some point, what I'd like to do, and this, of course, you'd be doing it, not me. So what I'd like to see is show a comparison of, say, this character. Let's just use Heroes Unlimited. This Heroes Unlimited that's been converted from the core game compared to something equivalent, a Crazy or maybe a Borg, whatever, of a Rifts character, and just see, okay, how do they start off? Like, how comparable are they? And just to show folks that, hey, convert a Rift's Dogboy into Palladium Fantasy. Is there a conversion book to go backward?
No. If well, no, hang on. His weapons and armor will still be MDC, so he'll dominate the entire planet. But his psychic abilities, a dog boy doesn't have a whole lot of offensive psychic ability. So none of that is going to require conversion. I mean, the only thing I could see is you would half the ranges because of the lower magical environment. You'd half all the ranges and duration. But other than that, just his armor and weapons would allow him to dominate all society.
Well, until the armor somehow found a way to break.
Whatever. I mean, yeah. And when his rifle and his vibro knife ran out of juice.
He's just hanging out in a lightning storm. He'll get to count. All right. I think that's it for segment 2. You know, I like it. I'm glad that books like this exist because it proves, okay, it's not proof, it's evidence that Rifts is meant for everything. And while this is focused on the Palladium universe, well, duh, that's his universe. Why wouldn't it be focused on the Palladium universe, right? I'm glad that it's out there because it does bring it all into one fold. It is the Palladium Books Megaverse. And we'll leave it with that.
There you go.